Hey, the average Joe. Hey, today we're going to look at the fan and motor heat in a fan system and some other cooling loads that are in the schematic. Now, sometimes we'll get the question that somebody will say, hey, I've got my loads programmed and I have so many BTUs of cooling or heating that show in my loads program, and I'm seeing a little bit different number on the schematic, right? They should match up real close to the same. So one difference sometimes that happens is on a fan, you can set, so apply fan heat to air in the heating system. If you apply that, it gives you a little bit extra heat. So we typically have that turned off, unchecked. But as far as the cooling goes, sometimes you'll in the loads program apply the fan heat and the motor heat to your load in the loads program, and might have it unchecked here, and then you wouldn't have that load the same. So if you've applied that in your loads program, have it checked here, and then that same load will appear as well. You'll see if I happen to uncheck that those two loads there and hit apply, you'll see the load of that coil went down a bit, right? Because it didn't have that motor heat. So typically we have that the same. The other thing sometimes that people have a little bit inconsistencies on from the loads to the schematic is in a space, you can set under air here the return air temperature change. So typically it's right, the space, if it's 72, is your return air duct or plenum, is it 7? It wouldn't be 70 in cooling, right? It's usually going to go up. So it might be a 4-degree rise or a 2-degree rise. So that change in the rise there will also affect the size of that cooling coil. The other things in the heating side is under the load heating. Let's go to winter heating. Under key data, we have the ability under the load heating where it shows up here. Let's see, the coil. I need to go to the space. I was on the coil. In the space, we have the ability to have a pickup. Right? Do you want 1 hour pickup in the morning for warm up or 0 hours, no pickup? So we have a little default in there, depending on what that is. That's going to add a little pickup load if you happen to be starting a little bit cooler in the morning. You had a morning reset right down to 65 or something. So that's another little inconsistency you might see that you could add and model correctly on both your loads program and the schematic. So hope this has been helpful in looking at that information. Thanks for watching.